Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another HABS Daily News with the hockey coach Guru called FRENCHY. Today, episode number 320. What do you have menu, coach, today? First of all, we're going to talk about the good and the bad contract for the Montreal Canadiens. Secondly, some Montreal Canadiens rumor and news for the HABS. And finally, we have a winner of the Memorial Cup 2023 update we have for you guys on this episode. But before we start, we invite you, don't forget to click on the likes and subscribe to the Hockey Nation Live Show. And finally, leave me a comments about this episode 320. And let's dive in and talking about my first subject of the day. The first subject of the day, guys, is about the Montreal Canadiens, good and the bad contract from the Atlantic website, where they have a formula of the different stats. Example, the goal score, value add, and 82 game per year. Here the formula. We want to go a little bit more deeper. You can understand what I'm talking about. First of all, guys, game score value add, GSVA, provide an all-in-one performance metric that weight factors such as point production, play driving, defensive impact, penalties, draw, block shot, face-off, penalty kill, impact, and more. That impact is then translated to a market value, what that player contribution should be worth. And that market value is compared to their actual cap hit. GSVA 82 will refer to how many wins that player would have had if they appear in all 82 game in NHL. So this is the formula of what I'm talking about. And let's see, first of all, the good contract for the Montreal Canadiens. Of course, Cole Caulfield, he has a 2.6 GSVA. This is the highest number for any player for the Montreal Canadiens. Why? First of all, his RAV is only at $0.88 million per year. That's one reason. Then I want to talk about Jordan Harris, 1.0. Again, his AAV is at $0.4 million per year. Next year, he's going to have a new contract, $1.4 million for 2 years. Mike Madison, just below Cole Caulfield at 2.2, carrying an AAV of $4.875 million. He have a 3 more year contract with the Montreal Canadiens. Kirby Dach, 1.5, carrying now at $3.36 million per year, 3 more years. Finally, Jonathan Kovacevic, 0.3 GSVA, a carrying at $766 million for the next 2 years. These are the best contract for the Montreal Canadiens. Pretty good. On the flip side, we have bad contract. One of them is not there, is Brian Gallagher. Why, coach? Because he didn't play enough game to reflect his season for the GSVA. The bad contract are, first of all, Christian Dvorak, minus 0.1, carrying a $4.45 million. Jonathan Drouin, you have 3 now, but you have only 0.5 GSVA. Josh Anderson, whatever, you have 21 goals, pretty impressive, coach. But his defensive zone coverage is really bad, and that's the reason you have only 0.6. Joel Armia, 0.1, $3.4 million for the next 2 years. And Mike Hoffman, yes, Mike Hoffman, 1 more year at $4.5 million, a GSVA of 0.6. Really interesting when you look about those good and the bad contract for the Montreal Canadiens. What about other players? They have no really a big impact of the good or the bad contract. Why? Because sometimes they can performing well, but their salary cap is a little bit higher and the value market is not great at the end. This is what is the most great good contract for the Montreal Canadiens, what is worth versus the inefficient contract for the Montreal Canadiens. I would like to hear from you guys. Leave me a comments what you think about my first subject of this episode. And let's move on, guys, for my second subject of the day. My second subject of the day, guys, yes, the Montreal Canadiens rumor. But usually I make a proposal to you, a trade between two teams. Not today. What are you talking about? During the weekend, I heard a lot of different rumors around the league. So what I have for you guys, I suggest you different name today. Potential player for the Montreal Canadiens by trade. Gibson for the Anaheim Ducks announced he would like to get traded. Pierre Dubois would love to be traded. The Winnipeg Jets announced they are not looking for prospect or picks. They already want a player with an impact for the Winnipeg Jets. Then the Flyers announced two players. First of all, Tony DeAngelo, the right defenseman, have 1 more year contract with the Flyers at $5 million, and the goaltender Carter Hart. For those 4 players, which one would you like the Montreal Canadiens get? Or maybe not, no one of them. Hart, it would cost you a lot. Would you like to have DeAngelo on your power play? PLD, that would cost you guys something big in return. A Mailloux, a Hudson, a Gooley, a Caulfield, a Zuski, a Doc. They're not looking, guys, for a prospect or a first-round pick in return. Finally, Gibson, do we really need a goaltender at 29 years old at $6.5 million? That's what we got, guys, for the Montreal Canadiens as a UFA. A Perduzzi, or RHD, or any other player right now on the UFA. Would you like the Montreal Canadiens look for a player to be part of the roster 2023-2024? And again, by trade, Gibson, PLD, DeAngelo, Corey Hart. They are all the names are right now on the trade bait in the NHL. We'll be very interested what the Montreal Canadiens are going to do. But I would like to hear from you guys. Leave me a comments about this potential players could play for the Montreal Canadiens for the upcoming season. Finally, Montreal Canadiens news. We heard during the weekend, guys, Logan Mailloux and the NHL are agreed to have a meeting before the end of the playoff to reinstall Logan Mailloux and the NHL. This is only going to be easy. Don't worry about this. Mailloux is going to be joining the Montreal Canadiens. Finally, the NHL Combine start in Buffalo between June 4th to June 10. Every day, the app DANY News is going to bring you some update. Hockey operations for the Montreal Canadiens are already in Buffalo. Watch the performance of front players. Over 100 players, NHL prospect are in Buffalo this week. Plus, the Montreal Canadiens going to have many interviews with front players for the upcoming NHL Draft 2023. This concludes, guys, my second subject. Let's move on now, guys, for my last subject of the day. Here we go. This is my last subject of the day. And this is the last update of the Memorial Cup 2023. Quebec Remparts win by a score of 5-0 against the Seattle Thunderbird, and they are the new champions of the Memorial Cup 2023. You are Quebec Remparts. What a great performance, guys, of the goaltender William Rousseau. As the team, this was almost a perfect game. When you watch this game, they barely gave some good opportunity for the Thunderbird, and we have to give credit, guys, for the system of the head coach Patrick Roy and the players where they apply that kind of system they use all year long. They was the 2 best team in the country of Canada with the less goal against. Seattle was number 1, Quebec was number 2, and they proved it yesterday the way the Quebec Remparts played that game. We have to give credit, guys, for the head coach Patrick Roy and the hockey operation of the Quebec Remparts for the 4th straight year. The Quebec Major Hockey Junior League won the Memorial Cup. This is the final update for the Memorial Cup. I would like to hear from you guys. What do you think about the performance of the Quebec Remparts? It does conclude, guys, all the subject we have on this episode. Here we go. This concludes the episode number 320. Hopefully you enjoy it. We talk about the good and bad contract for the Montreal Canadiens, the ad rumor in news, and finally the Memorial Cup 2023. But before we leave, we invite you, don't forget, please, to click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation Live Show, and leave me a comment about this episode. And of course, you have greatness inside of you, and we wish you an amazing, great, blessing day, everybody.